Howdy everyone, welcome to the stream. Hope y'all are doing all right. Today we're going to be drawing an interesting NPC, which I'll get into shortly. I haven't done a whole lot this week because I've been doing a lot of researching and marketing and stuff like that. But recently we'll go ahead and get into what we're doing. I'm pretty interested in this NPC because I started posting on TikTok recently. And I made a video that showed the sun smiling. You've probably seen... I think it's in the very first thumbnail, probably in the first devlog. And when I posted that, I did it in a way where when the sun wasn't smiling when the player was faced away, and then as soon as the player faced back, the sun quit smiling. And the top comment on that post is someone in all caps, like, "Did you see that sun smile?" and everything. And there's a lot of posts like that. And then what follows is like 50 comments of people saying there was no smile. So yeah, this has inspired an NPC that we're going to be adding. And it's going to be a person, I'm thinking maybe an old man, he's the only person that sees the sun god smiling. Like directly he can see it when everybody else's backs are turned. And he's sitting there freaking out. And everybody's like, of course he's smiling. He's always smiling, that kind of thing. And so, and then like say one of the NPCs turns around and he stops smiling. And everybody's like, "You're being silly," like that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to be drawing today. We'll have to design it out. What smile? Let me find it right quick. Because I've got it in a thumbnail here. I did a thumbnail. It's like in the very first thumbnail for the first devlog. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, Affili, something like that. Here. This one. That smile right there. As opposed to the one that, you might typically see. Let me get rid of this right quick before that bothers me. Imagine if the guy just sees the sun smiling and becomes blind. No, we want to keep, I want to keep it as a running gag. I'm thinking maybe going to put it in the demo. Like he's always just like, look at him, he's smiling. It was pretty funny though, because like there was even some people, welcome to the stream time. There was even some people that weren't catching on to the joke And we have to design the moon at some point too. I have some funny ideas for that. There were some people that wasn't catching on to the joke, and they were even posting screenshots like it's right there. so it was a good time. So that's what we're going to be doing. Where am there. So that's what we're going to be drawing. I'm going to have to get used to my keyboard shortcuts again. Right. So, we have to design that character. And we'll probably talk about a few of the characters that we can see here. Let me get rid of these, and we'll go ahead and get started on talking about this guy. Are you going to join any game jam soon? Probably not anytime soon. I want to host one soon, but I don't know about joining one because I'm working on this right now. It's taking up about all my time. So, what is that? What is going on with the brush? What is that? It's supposed to be B, isn't it? Or no, I know what I'm doing. I'm on the wrong layer. All right, so we're gonna have to we're gonna have to design this encounter as well. So the idea being, like, say the player's house is over here. I've talked to the story a little bit. I'll go over it again. The idea for the main story is that you, like, someone makes a request, like a small request to you, like maybe they want some pie or something. And then you go to get that pie, and, like, say it's on the confectioner. We have the confectioner here. Say it's on his house or whatever. He's got his not his house, but he's got his tiny little house, and he's got a little pie sitting there. And you can take it, but when you walk off with it, like, you trip and it drops in, and he comes out and he scolds you for it, and you have to go get him some apples to remake that pie. And when you go to get the apples, like, you pick them and it falls on somebody's head, gives them a headache. They need herbs to cure their headache, kind of thing. And it starts snowballing. You start owing literally the entire world a favor. And so what was my point with that? Oh, so say this is the player's house, and you go, and then what I want to do is I want you to go meet the first encounter. Maybe then you come in and but, like, the road is blocked here. Like I say, we've got this path here blocked because there's an old man freaking out, taking up the road, and you can't get past that kind of, the old cliche thing. And he's freaking out because the sun's got this giant smile. So that's how I think I want to introduce that. Are you going to make the game page? Yes. Most people do. Let's see. Sorry for asking now, but can we expect some RPG tutorials as well? I would love it. I'm not making tutorials at the moment. Not a good use of my time, and I'm working on this game, and it has pretty much taken up all my time. But I don't know what this smile is. So no tutorials for the good future, at least. So yeah. Now with this character, take my money. Where's the money at? Oh, you're talking about the game? Yeah. Yeah, this is like a year or two of work that's going to go into it. It's going to be paid. Going to be a commercial project. So, the old man. So, I'm saying he's going to be freaking out. We have to sort of design what we want. I don't know. Like, part of me pictures him just sort of like on his sat down and splayed, but I don't know if that feels more relaxing, maybe. So, what if he's jumping? This is very much out of scale, but... Well, the idea with the laying down would be like him panicking. Like, imagine he was standing up. He's seen the sun smile. Just one day out of the blue, he sees the sun smile and falls over. What if he was like a trader or something? We already have the merchant here. And this guy, I don't see him being a trader. Probably just a regular resident. So I don't think sitting down might be the way, though. Feels too relaxed. Another option would be him standing. And we have, let me pull in here the enemies, because I do think I want to have a sun zealot here. Oh, wrong one. Here. Not that one. Probably won't be the, no. Apparently I saved that one incorrectly. So it should be this one, hopefully. Yes. So I do think I want to have maybe a sun zealot here. I don't know if we use this one. We'll probably just use a more commoner. It's supposed to be one of the leaders. Yeah, we'll just copy that. Maybe the sun can shoot lasers in the final boss. He's not the final boss. Alright, I'm designing this guy right now, not the sun. So let me paste him on a different layer. because he's probably going to be here talking to the guy. There. And let me just get rid of all of this. What if he's clear-sighted or something and tries to predict the player's future? Don't see that fitting into the thing here. Was it like, okay, that's a good question. Like, why can he see the sun? I was thinking the sun just picked him. It's like, I'm going to mess with you specifically. Finally, I joined the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. He should have big round eyes that are completely white. I do think big eyes. I would love to see his reaction too. So like, not you just walked up on him as he's reacting, but like if he could just be acting normal, and then you, so we could do the little cutscene thing. Like you can walk up and trigger that cutscene. He's not standing away from like he's facing away from the sun at start, and then he turns around, sees the sun, his eyes get real big, and then he falls back. I think that could be fun. And we can see that. Okay, so let me get rid of this, bring this back. Maybe label this right quick. Zillet. I think that's right. Okay. Yes. Wish I had more flat ground here, but we'll work with it. So we have the guy here. What other player could? What other NPC could we have? Let's throw in the traveling merchant, because I'm trying to build a scene here. The traveling merchant is probably not going to be here, but let's get a scene going. See if I can remember where I saved him. I think I have a file for him specifically. Yeah. All right. There. Okay. And then we'll have another person. We'll draw the person here. It's good, give us a good sense of scale too, so we don't draw something too big. All right. No, let me name this right. Well, I already had the merchant here. Oh well. Merchant 2. If you have the sun god and the moon god, just salt and pepper. And like I said, we're gonna design the moon probably next stream. I was gonna do it this stream, but like that whole TikTok thing happened. I thought it would be hilarious to do another TikTok on it, and so I need this guy. And then we'll probably do the moon next time. And I have a really good ideas for the moon. I'll go ahead and spoil a little bit of it. I have a few ideas. We could either do a super sad moon to go to contrast with the creepy sun or the cute sun god. We could have an even worse moon. So like the cute sun god, like you have him, and then like halfway through the game you meet the moon, and he's even worse. He's just like devil horns or all kinds of creepy stuff. Or we could have what I really like, which would be we have just like kind of a rock star moon, right? And his thing is like he'll come in like maybe partway through the game. Like we have the cute sun god, we have the people that worship him and everything like that. And the cute sun god, he's a narcissistic deity. He loves to be worshipped. And so we could have the moon come in and eclipse the sun, and for that brief moment, like there are people that sort of like they have like "We love you" moon signs because the sun can't see them. So like they all start, they got like moon collectibles and stuff like that, and they're praising the moon, and he's just like this cool guy, like gah, gah. So them's my 3 ideas for the moon. We'll have to see which way we go with it. Some of the moons around Jupiter is completely made of ice. The sun bullies the moon. No, I really do like the eclipse idea, and because we could have it. And what I was thinking of is we could have like the moon here start to eclipse the sun, and we could have the sun just sort of like start trying to peek up, and he's got like he's a little upset as we have the moon just sort of come up over him. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. So. All right, but we'll get back to this guy. All right. So, what about this old man? what makes him special, like character-wise, not other than the fact that he can see the moon, because that's not giving me enough visually to start drawing with. So I'll fix that later. Let me think. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up. Does the sun eat the moon? No. Bit random. All right. I'm gonna pull up some references. Just to try to get some idea. A tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat's a good idea. Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like he would be treated a bit like a conspiracy theorist. Like nobody believes him, even though he's very clearly right. But he's the only one that can see that. Where's my hero? Okay, so tinfoil hat. Everyone thinks he's a conspiracy theorist. The moon is made of cheese. That feels too cliche, but it's not out of the not out of the question. If we could do something interesting with it, maybe. So what I'll do is I'll say moon. Oops. Made of cheese. But we have to. But we really. I think I would want to do something interesting with that. What if he's blind, but for some reason can only see? That's great. That's I don't know how we can get that across. Blind, but the only thing. But I'm gonna say literally just to really hammer that home. But literally, the only thing he sees is the sun. I was just making the joke about the sun eating the moon. Yeah. I will catch you because it was made of cheese. We could now that would make it interesting. Moon is made of cheese. Sun loves cheese. Wish that was better. All right, we'll get practice. I was rough when I started out. I always share this whenever this topic comes up, and I'll show you right quick. I didn't start off good. Like I had a rough start, and the one that I'm about to show you is not even my original stuff. Like I practiced pixel art a good while before this one. All right, here it is. It should be yes. See right there, like that was me starting out. That was 2019. It's about 2 years. Just practice is all it is. The sun is snooty. I don't want to be snooty. No. What an interesting relationship. That's what I'm thinking. I really want to play on the. The relationship between the two. Because I think that'll be a lot of fun, especially if we hold off on bringing in the moon for a bit, maybe. If we do day-night cycles, that'll be tricky, but it'd still be a lot of fun. Okay, but we're mainly here for this old man right now. So the only thing he sees is the sun. Like that's an interesting idea. I don't know if we'll go that way, but maybe. Tinfoil hat. Right. So what I was wanting to do was I was wanting to pull up some references of like a crazy old man. So let me look at that right quick and see if we can find anything interesting. Eclipse the moon's time. Yes, the eclipse is going to be the like he gets such an exciting moment because he gets to get in the sun's way. So crazy old man. Let's see if we can get some interesting visuals to start working around with. So we have that there. It's interesting. Yeah, this is a really good. Like I could really cartoonify that. That would be a lot of fun. Might have to look up like tinfoil hat. Really not seeing a lot of crazy old men. These are a lot of sad old men. Okay, well, we'll work with that. Alright, then let's look up tin foil hat. Oh, if the moon is afraid of the dark, then the sun shall rise and we get an eclipse. Moon being afraid of the dark is interesting. I really like that idea because that doesn't make sense. Because, well, I like when it makes sense, but like, the moon provides a bit of light during the night, so he's sort of like his own nightlight. The moon is afraid of the dark. He is his own night light. It's a silly idea. Alright, tinfoil hat. On a cat, sure, why not? There's a weirdo. Can we do an interesting tinfoil hat aside from just a regular, like? Can we make this interesting? Because there's one here. It's like a cowboy hat or something, or sombrero. like a fedora or something like that. What are some funny hats? Funny hat. Make it like a crown. Could do a crown. A fez. I like a fez. A fez is great because it's really small and it really wouldn't cover up everything. So let's do a hat, fez, which could be fun. A top hat, that could be. I really like that one too, especially the running joke that we used to have about me putting top hats on everything. I think we might just go with a top hat, but I'm gonna keep looking because you never take the first great idea. Or forming the horns. Like I would probably do like some kind of antenna type thing like that. Let's see. Now, what I really like is these little hats with the little ears, like this. Like maybe, maybe it could be like a cute little hat, like he's got it shaped like a bear, but it's a tinfoil hat. I could also change the gender to make that a little more cute. I think crazy old man would stick better though. What was I gonna? There's something else. Oh, we could do like a gesture hat. Maybe several hats, and he keeps keeps swapping hat. That's good. Keeps swapping the shape of his hat throughout the game. He'll have different hats. Let's see. I think we're probably going to go with top hat though. Alright. So if he's top hat, he's a bit classy. What's some good... I do think we want to lean to the classy route now, maybe. But like, still a bit wacky. White outfit. Alright. We can try that. So, top hat. White outfit. Is there anything else we can really make this stand out? Why you gotta start them? How you gotta start then when I'm in a scrum meeting? No idea. Oh, they got your time. I seen the white suit. What are we thinking of? We're thinking of the old man that I'm going to be drawing. He's the only person that can see the cute sun god's creepy smile. Which, did I keep that a reference up? I did. Here, I'm going to keep this up for anybody that asks. that smile right there. He's the only one that's that cute son got to let us see the smile, and he freaks out about it. Nobody believes that it's a thing because they say like he's always smiling. Yeah, white suit. I got you. Please search radio hat. We'll look up radio hat. That's what I'm thinking of, or what I found. It's pretty funny. I think if we do switching hats, this will be a lot of fun. Something like that. Seems to be a more common one. Like I see here a few of these. So, but that seems like it would be quite the opposite. Like he'd be afraid of his thoughts being broadcast. Okay. So we're gonna start with top hat though. So get our guy here. Now I said a white suit. Okay. Moon likes to steal some of the sun's light. Well, I mean, that's what the moon does. But we could reference that. That would be interesting. The sun hates the moon because he's a light thief. I can't think of a better way to describe that. But like he doesn't like that the moon gets credit for his reflective light, for reflecting the moon's light. Sun doesn't like that the moon gets credit for reflecting his light. Only he sees it. Like the one guy in the instant that swears the sun got is scared. Yes, the one guy in the entire place I could see it, because it started like I started doing the TikTok thing, and in one of my videos, it has a comment of a guy freaking out because he can see the sun. I pulled up TikTok, but it made up noise. But like it was one comment of the guy just like in all caps, like, "Did you see the sun smiling?" or whatever, and then like 50 other comments of people being like, "What? He's always smiling." Like people playing it off as a joke, and so that inspired me to make this little character. So that's what we're doing. All right. So there's his body, his face, his head. His head is his body. Yeah, pretty tall guy. What interesting things can we add to a silhouette? I know the hat's going to be a really interesting thing. So let's start there. How big are we going with this? Kind of looks like a cat in the hat. This hat, which I kind of like. I do want it to be a little, because I mean it is made out of tin foil, so it's not going to be like a crisp, clean hat. Let him hold something strange that he thinks is something else. How does that fit into his character though? Like, why? Maybe an umbrella? An umbrella would be good because he could use it to hide from the sun. I like that. Hold on. So yeah, let's make a quick note of that. He holds an umbrella. So that he could talk about the sun. So that he can talk about the sun behind it. He's always paranoid of the sun. Yeah, like that's his whole thing. We're making him look like a crazy kook about the sun. So we want to make sure it stands out from the silhouette of it. So what pose would he? That's what we're gonna draw. We're gonna draw him with his little umbrella, hiding behind it. Let me get a reference to the umbrella right quick. Hiding behind it, trying to talk to the NPCs to tell them about the cute sun god. So umbrella. He wants to send you on a quest for sunscreen. Oh, that could be a thing. Like you ruin his umbrella, and you ruin his umbrella and have to pay him a favor. And he, like, the whole time he doesn't have his umbrella, he says only good things about the Q-Sun God. There. And then we can he only, like, even when we're doing cutscenes and stuff, we'll have to make him pop his umbrella up every time he ever talks about it. Q-Sun God. Imagine a scene where he loses the umbrella, freaks out, and jumps down a cave or something. Yeah, like we're gonna do that. Like, you're gonna do something to his umbrella, and you'll have to pay that favor back. Does tree shade count as hiding from the sun? That could count. He could hide behind tree shade to talk about Sun God. Great cutscene. It's gonna be hilarious. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to do an umbrella just to sort of get an idea of what that angle would look like. So we have one here. It looks fine. Here's another one. It's got a bit of a depth to it, so we have that as well. Okay. All right. So with this, it doesn't look too flat, right? It looks like something like that. Looks a bit big. The dark side of the moon. Oh, we could absolutely play on the dark side of the moon. What is on the dark side of the moon? That's a good question. Now, there is no actual dark side. Fun fact. It's just the side that we never see. So, I think the only way we could show that in the game is if the player goes into space, which was actually something I had planned. I don't know what for. It was just something weird thing that I was like, maybe I can make the player go into space. But that's something we can play with. So with this, bit of a peek here. Oops. Why don't you just sleep during the day? When it watches the most. So that is a good. I don't know if we'll do the afraid of the dark bit, because I think we might do that with the moon. The moon is afraid of the dark. But him, absolutely, like, just sleep during the day. It's a good question. Player comes closer, pulls the umbrella down. I'm going to tell you the truth about the sun. What are you talking about? Yeah, we could do something like that. I love the cults these guys. Yeah, yeah. He's probably I don't know if he's gonna be a boss or an NPC yet, but yeah, he's gonna be pretty cool. And then we have a lot of fun lore with the with those as well. Like, you'll notice he's wearing black, which is because they believe that death by heat stroke is a warrior's death. Just silly stuff like that. Coming up with, like, character lore is just like my favorite thing to do on stream, because it's so much fun. So this umbrella is looking a bit chunky, maybe. It'll be a bit tricky. I'm not going to spend too much time on the silhouette of the umbrella. I just want it to register, because I could spend forever cleaning this up, and that's not something I want to do right now. Now, do we want to give it a little, just to help sell that as an umbrella? Alright. Player shoves the umbrella away. Freaks out, jumps behind a tree. What are you doing? Now, I don't know if we want to have the player shove it away, because that would imply a bit of mean spirited about the player, which could be an option. Maybe because I think we might do some responses or whatever. But it could be something else, like maybe a ball falls out, like kids are playing with a ball or whatever. So, like, we'll write that down. We'll say kids are playing with a ball, knocks his umbrella out of his hands while he's talking, screams, and I'm thinking like a Homer scream, like oh, screams, and runs behind a tree. Have you considered giving the characters an extra outline for better visibility? No, not for this game. I do want to make a game at some point with like double outline because I really love that style, but not for this one. All right. Not mean spirited, just freaked out. I'll go do that. I'll take a note here like player could accidentally knock the umbrella out. All right. What is with the sunflower head guy? That's cute sun god. I kind of threw a smile there because I was trying to demonstrate that. What I'm going to do, actually, let me grab this. Do I not? Okay. I have to go and open this up. We'll just pull this in right quick. I think it's this one. Yeah. So we'll just grab that, bring it over here. There. Wait. There. That's what we're dealing with there. Okay. A pause come with me moves a little bit. Speaking of pause menus, I made another TikTok about that. There's in my game I'm gonna have like in one of the devlogs I made, I had I made a joke about the NPCs waiting for you, and somebody in the comments joked about how that could be like a mechanic in the game. So I made a TikTok about that, and there were some good suggestions about that, like having a boss that can subvert the pause menu. Like for one, they don't pause when the game pauses, or we could have them pause the game so that they can heal, which I think would be funny. And when we do it, what I was thinking of is I could have, because I put this thing up here when I did another TikTok for that, so I could show it off. And I have it to where when I pause, I did that. I put a little pause thing up there. Would it be funny if, like, imagine the text gets flipped so you read it backwards, implying that he has the game paused? I think that would be funny. Yeah, so that's a really interesting idea. And so that would be like his second phase. Like he'd get low on health. The game would go, and you'd see like the backwards pause text, and then his health, and you see little potion particles, and then he enters his second phase. I think that would be hilarious. Morning, welcome to the stream. Okay, so now with this, I want to be a bit more. I want to be a bit more crazed because that's the pose we're going for here. Like he's a little freaked out, so I think I'm going to go. We want to make sure this is leaning forward. We have it leaning, looks like it's leaning that way. Why? I'm thinking it's because of this line here. It's drawing the eye in this direction, so maybe it's giving that a bit of a... Imagine actually needing to leave during the boss and not being able to pause. That's my only concern though. The other, I mean, like there's more than one way to pause the game though. You could pause it with the actual pause menu, because there's you've got this pause menu. You can notice how I made it so the cute sun god keeps moving during it. But you also have like that one there. Maybe that could pause the actual game. But that right here would just be a funny gag. Now the difficulty thing with that would be like the player gets paused, so like things like knockback don't apply, that kind of thing. So that would be a concern. Like what would repercussions would that have? The noises are epic. Thank you. I'm getting better at my noises. Noises help a lot. It implies the other characters can see your inventory. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll make a note of that as well. Because active enemies during the pause menu implies they can see your inventory. We can have like a oh hey, that's a, and like this is not I'm getting more of the idea across than what I would actually say. But like, that's a cool weapon. Something like that. That doesn't really like. The tricky there would be to make sure the player knows that they're referring to their inventory. So maybe we'd have to talk about a specific item or something like that. Maybe when Paul's could steal something from you. Now, I typically hate enemies that steal stuff in your game. But I do love the idea of an enemy that steals from your inventory when it's paused. Interesting idea. I don't know how much I'd play into it though. Like a merchant asks for an item, you say no, he could be like, yeah, I can see your inventory. So we could do that for an NPC. Now we'd have to, that's a very specific circumstance, because I only want it to happen when you have your inventory up. So you'd have to have it up for that. But NPC asks if you have an item. If you answer no, they remark that they can see your inventory. Now the issue with this is I don't want to get too meta. I don't want to play into it too much because it might feel like a mechanic, right? Like for the enemy thing, it's just a fun feature. But if I do it too much, it's going to feel like it's something that's needed to happen. Like, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it. But like more than just a fun little quirk, it's going to be like considered to be like a feature in the game, like to solve a puzzle kind of thing. And I don't know that I want to go that route. I just thought it was a fun little thing to add. So we need to move this around a bit, I think. And what we might do, I might have this on a separate layer maybe. And then it's always faced directly at the cute sun god maybe. I don't know. I think that would mess with the silhouette. Makes it hard to predict. I think this is fine. Blessed is his light. If you have something like stealing, I think stealing stuff feels very bad. But things like sound still to the function pause for a short duration could be interesting. Yeah. Player opens inventory during the boss. Can I have that? Something like that. All right. So how do we get this guy to look more? That's actually, that looks fine. I think that looks fine. Okay, now I think I want the head to be a bit more drawn in, like he's trying to whisper or something. Maybe that works. Okay. Now I want that head to be pretty recognizable. Maybe add a little curve at the end of the umbrella to show the end of it. Something about like right here. Just too pointed. From the umbrellas that I've seen, it's not like the big, strong curve or anything. Come here, guys. So, now, like I said, when we first do this, like it'll be his first. Like he probably won't even have the umbrella at the very first part of this cutscene. Like, because at this point, when you first start the game, he'll never have seen Cute Sun God does a smile. So all of a sudden he can see it, and then he freaks out. And then we can see like him sort of descend into madness because of it. So, like he starts out as a normal person. When the game begins, he sees the smile, and we watch his descent. What is that? Descension? That feels like a weird word. Into madness. Okay. I'm getting really hooked in the storyline. Awesome, thank you. I'm really happy for it. It's such a fun, because like it's going to have a lot of quirky characters, which is something that I really enjoy doing. It's a lot of fun just to design these crazy little characters. Maybe the umbrella would say cute sun god is the best or something like that. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're going to personify the umbrella. It's funny because I was literally just thinking about that before I read that message. Like, is that a thing we can do? But I don't think I will. If and I don't think he would trust the umbrella if he did, because like he's very. This is gonna make him a very untrusting person, probably. Okay. Now, I think as the time goes on, I think his hair is gonna grow out a bit, and this kind of reminds me of Rupert. But I think over time, like he's gonna let his hair go. So how do I want to get that like that sort of unkemptness about him? This poor guy. This guy real sad real quick. Okay, we could have like a beckoning hand here. That's gonna mess up the beard, isn't it? Oh, that's gonna look like a. This is gonna be tricky. This is really awesome. Love your pixel art style. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What I was trying to do here is like a hand being like, "Come here," because I think we might just do that like later on in the game. And I don't know how I'm going to do this without looking, because we lost that beard. What if he's a priest type of character? Well, the religion here is these guys. So this guy would be like a priest, technically, because like that's cute sun god. And that would be the zealots. I'm backing forward with a hand using a white outline. I don't mix up the outline like that. I'm trying to keep. I want to keep the outline consistent. Like I'm more concerned. I'm thinking about the silhouette right now. Give him more of a boot here. I think I want to bring this foot in a bit. I think we will have him sort of flick his head back and forth. I think that'll be fun. Good evening, Napster. Maybe he can wear a blindfold. Yeah, that's good. When he's under his umbrella, he'll poke his eye out or something. That's really good. We can see him walk around and running into things. Where's a blindfold? I would probably do like the sleeping masks or something. I don't know what they're called. Peeks out under it when talking under his umbrella. Maybe do a second silhouette one with the umbrella. His silhouette from before he goes. Yeah. We'll do that at some point. I don't know how much time we'll have for that now, because this silhouette's taking a good bit of time, isn't it? We are 48 minutes in. Instead of diving behind a tree, he could freak out and run into it. Or did we put the tree thing here? Oh, did we put it here? When he loses his umbrella, he freaks out and runs into a tree. There we go. With his blindfold down. Okay. Tinfoil hat. Yeah, it's gonna be like a tinfoil top hat or something. I don't know how well it's gonna translate, but yeah. What are the NPC that you are just doing? We have these notes here. So like, he's the only person in the world that can see Cute Sun God smiling. And he tries to tell everybody that it has this creepy smile, and everybody's like, of course he smiles. He's always smiling. And we have all this stuff. Like, so he has an umbrella. He talks behind it. Uh, yeah, and basically freaks out about the sun. He might have a blindfold whenever he's not using his umbrella. Okay. Now, I think I want to try to get him to lean forward just a little bit more. And this was inspired by a post I made on TikTok. I made a post where I showed the cute sun god smiling or whatever, and there was one comment that sort of freaked out about it, and then like 50 comments behind it being like, he's always smiling like that, like the entire video. Isn't it adorable? Very much like exactly like what these people are going to be doing. What if we try to sneak in a hand here? Like what I'm working on right now is like, overall this looks fine, but something about it looks off, and I'm trying to fix that. Like, I think it's the hands mostly. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the hands while keeping this sort of shaggy look to the silhouette, because I want that to be very visible. I would love to have a hand here, but that's going to mess up the silhouette. So I'm thinking maybe something here. Oh, that hand would be holding this umbrella anyhow. Okay, so what would this hand be doing? Maybe give him a hand mirror in addition to the umbrella, using it like... I don't think he wants to look at it at all, so I don't think that would work. Like an empty can of paint on top of a baseball cap, hastily taped together with a tinfoil. It has haphazardly layered on it. Wouldn't it be nice if their idle mode shows behaviors that reflect the personality? Yeah, there's going to be... Like I said, he's probably going to have like his head flick back and forth. Probably a lot of head movement. I think that would look interesting. Oh, now you can see the outline. You're talking about the silhouette? Yeah, I like to start with the silhouette. Glasses? Yeah, we'll probably do glasses. I think that could be fun. Big glasses, big eyes. Yeah. Rain. Now, a rain cloud entity would be fun. I don't know what we'd do with that. Rain cloud character. I don't want the rain cloud to be over him because it makes you wonder why, and that would be too many things happening, like too many unique things, because for it to be under him, like you'd have to have like a sentient rain cloud following him or some kind of a spell or something, and I don't know. I think it takes away from the effect. So yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, we'll go back to this. Trying to figure out what his left hand would be doing in this pose. I wanted to sort of get across that franticness. So what would he be doing? He'd have his umbrella here. He'd probably be doing a lot of armed movements. So I'm guessing just sort of going back and forth like that. Okay. So what if we have like... Oh, that's going to look like a middle finger really quickly. I think that might work. Something like that. Feels like it's too low down though, so we'll shift that up a bit. Maybe one more. The rain cloud could come chase him at one point and he could say, "Go away." And the cloud says, "But you have an umbrella out." It still would take away from that moment, I think. Too many weird things happening to this one guy. Make him do a crazy laugh so he says more crazy exchange. Yeah, give him a crazy laugh. I think that could be good. A crazy laugh. That'll be fun to do and as a sound effect. We'll have to do some kind of like chiptune sound effect, which could be fun. Okay. I think this pose is about there. think it just needs a little touching up. This thing's a little too rounded. That there's throwing me off, so I'm actually going to remove that. What I'm going to do, I don't want to get rid of it entirely because it's going to look weird when I hide him. So I'm just going to pretend like it's not there. The kind of laugh that makes his whole top of his head rock back 90 degrees. So, with strong head movement. And like really quick, snappy head movement too. Like he's sitting there talking to you, and then just throws his head back for like 2 frames or something. Doesn't the sun follow the character? Yeah, the sun follows the character. He watches him. So if I go up here, I think I should be able to do it. Yeah. Assuming it's visible. Yeah. You can see the sun actually watches the player, which is really cool. Okay. And that was inspired, of course, by like, I remember asking when I was a kid, like, why the sun was following me. So, okay. Alright, let's get started on this guy then. I have to go have fun. I can't wait to play this game. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching. So let's get started with the hat first, I reckon. What if while this guy is on the screen, the sun looks at him? We'll make a note of it. I'm not entirely sure, though. Maybe he looks at him during the cutscene or something. So, I'm going to write that one down. All right. So, with this hat, I don't have any colors right now that would really convey the, get his face in there first. That would really convey the tinfoiliness of it. So we might have to make new colors, we'll see. 'Cause it's not very shiny, the grays that I have. Like, what if, like a small detail, the sun's eyes look at him, but it still follows the character. Only a small bit the players would notice. What do you mean follows the character? Like movement wise? Like the sun god doesn't move, he just sort of stays in that one place. Coming late, who is this other character with the mask? That is a sun zealot that we drew during one of the enemy streams. We've designed him as a boss. He might be an NPC, we'll have to see. Well, speaking of which, I can show you all this. I started working on the if I can remember his name. Oh, yes. So I made this sort of, oops. Didn't even know it was a thing. There. So I designed this little, this is like really early on. I think one of the first early enemy designers to come up with this sort of like orb throwing guy. And we decided maybe it could be some kind of like, and he has no telegraphing, so it's really hard right now. But we decided he could be maybe some kind of this guy here. But we are drawing this crazy old kook. He's got a tinfoil hat, and he's the only character in the game that can see the cute sun god's smile here. So the player can see it in game. Wait, makes sense very rarely make this demonic smile. We already have this creepy smile. That's exactly what we're drawing here. Is the character that can see that smile. Now the player's facing this way here because like he's in the background, and I'd have to cut him out. But in this cutscene, the player would also be facing away from the cute sun god. The sun looks disturbed when it sees him. And I think the sun's messing with him. So that's where this is all coming from. Okay. Probably throwing a bit of this bluish here. So like, I have to look at, I have references here of the tinfoil hat. So there's actually a bit of darkness there. If we look at here at this hat here, there's some really good contrast. I think that's what it is. You can see it here. A lot of contrast. So it's actually some pretty dark areas. So something probably like this for like parts of the hat. What is looks like the parts that's in the shades is a bit dark, like that. And then the parts that are directly in the light are really bright. Let's use white for now. It's probably not going to be the actual color I use, but it's going to be the strongest color I have. So we'll probably just throw in some like stuff like that. Just some more contrast going. We'll touch it up later. Probably have about 3 colors going there. Okay, then we have to keep that separated from his hair. Go ahead and throw his eyes in there as well. We're going to give him some big eyes, I think. Nah, that might be weird. What does everybody else have? Oh, the confectioner. Oops. Okay. All right. So now we talked about a white suit. That's what Time mentioned. I don't have enough colors to really do a white suit. See if we can get away with this. Baggy eyes look. Yeah, we'll probably do something like that. We could probably throw in like he doesn't sleep very much. I'm sure he doesn't. And so this would be his skin color. He'd have his hand here. Barely any teeth. Oh no, maybe we'll have to see about that one, because when he starts out, he's actually a very classy guy. And he sort of descends into madness due to having seen the sun. So like, because like I said here, he probably even starts off with a regular top hat, which becomes a tinfoil hat later on in the game. All right. He just didn't praise the sun enough. That's exactly right. I assume he transformed from normal guy to crazy dude in less than a week, like 3 days at least. I don't know how quick yet, but it'll probably go pretty quickly. His hat doesn't look like full looks like, well, I haven't given it much attention. Like, I'm not going to spend. When I work on art, I go all over the place, and then over time it becomes a thing. I don't like to dwell too long on one thing. Like, that doesn't look like a suit, but I'm about to come up here to this umbrella. I start thinking about it. So what I'm seeing with these umbrellas, not a lot going on with them, especially a black one. But try watching the stream on 1080p. We get it. That beard looks great. Thank you. There seems to be a bit of lightness here, and like the bit that comes down here. Goes there, and like it's broken off in little sections. How many? Yeah, this thing's fine. So we have like sections here. He's actually a message on the dangers of going outside and not staying in your home all day. Exactly. He should have been an introvert. Now, do we need a reason for why the sun god is messing with him? Or just because? I'm perfectly happy with just because, but still something to consider. Okay. Umbrella probably ain't gonna need too much. It's pretty simple stuff. We're gonna go ahead and color in this whole thing though, because we'll have that black outline behind it when I start doing the outline. It doesn't look too bad for a rough sketch for that umbrella. Looks better than I thought it would. The umbrella actually had me a little worried. Okay. So what color do I have here for the beard? I'm going to darken this up a bit, because I'm going to have another one about here. That's a bit more brighter. He was a gardener whose plants wilted because of the heat wave, so he insulted the sun. Maybe. I'm gonna put a question mark there because I don't know. The longer the game, the bigger the beard. No. Let's see. So let me pull up a white suit so I can have a reference here. I'm gonna keep that up. What was I wanting to search for? Oh, white suit. White suit. Are you gonna make Easter eggs in your games? I love Easter eggs. Make probably a good bit of Easter eggs in the games. Now it's not gonna be like pop culture Easter eggs. It's probably gonna be Easter eggs among my community. We have a lot. We had somebody ask the other day if we had any inside jokes, and I was like, we're just practically a big inside joke. So if you're not familiar with the community, then it might be hard to follow some of the Easter eggs. But there's already quite a few in these. Like this one right here is an Easter egg, kind of, sort of. It's inspired by that TikTok comment. The old characters and this old character is an inside joke. Yes. Okay, this one looks good. Something like that. Secret End reveals that the sun was actually but a pawn of Cube the entire time. Of old Master Cube. Yeah, we might just throw Master Cube in here somewhere. Now, a Cube is not a villain, though. That would make him seem like a villain. Cube is just knowledge. So, let's see if we can try to throw in Master Cube. Not here. We'll do it in the bottom. I don't think we'll relate it to the sun either, because that really would make him seem like a villain. That's what I don't want to do. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. What if I go with this? I don't think this will work. No, it's too weird of a color. Not this. Probably too pink. Let's go. We're not going to use pure white for this, but I do want to get started somewhere, and I don't feel like messing with colors right now. So let's get his jacket going here. I gotta go have some fun. Can't wait for the next update. Thank you. Have fun. Maybe he has a bunker. Seems seems a bit much just to get away from the sun's light. Like some kind of shade would be interesting, I think. What could we do with shade? Maybe. Okay, we could change this. He could be an orchard farmer. Instead of giving him a white suit, we could give him some overalls. Dude, I'm new here. Do you have any advice for learning Pixar? I like your style. Advice? Not really. Like, I'm not really into that. Like, other places don't really cover that well. And people hate this, but really just practice is the big thing. But one of the tips I do love to give is called iterative practicing, because practice is the answer. Like, getting a bunch of tips is not really going to do a whole lot for you unless you get in there and start practicing. But my favorite way to practice is to set yourself a 5-minute timer, and a repeated 5-minute timer. So like interval timers are good for this. So give yourself like 5 minutes of work, half a minute to rest, and have that just intervals. And what you do is you draw within that 5 minutes as fast as you can, and then take that 30 seconds to look at what you've done and sort of figure out what works about it, what looks good, what looks bad, what can you improve, that kind of thing. And then do it again over and over and over. And the best thing about that is that one of the hardest things for me when I start learning something, especially creative based, is that I get stuck. I'll spin my wheels, and I'll spend like half a day on a tiny little thing like this. When you're first starting out, you're not going to do good. It's gonna. I mean, I don't know if you're starting out or not, but when you're first, I'm assuming and talking to those that would be starting out, it's going to be terrible, probably, most likely, almost certainly. And so the idea is just to do more, basically, as fast as you can, instead of pushing pixels around for an entire day. That doesn't teach you anything, right? So if the more work you can do, the quicker, the more you can realize what doesn't work and what does work. I would advise having many references to learn from you. You'll eventually find your own style that is correct. Because I didn't work on my style or anything. This is just this is how I draw, basically. It's not something that I intentionally do, not something that I work towards. It's just over time I was like, hey, I like this kind of stuff, and it became my style. Okay, there's a bit of hair here to help settle that. We're gonna keep drawing as if we're doing the suit for now. We can change it later if we decide to go like an orchard type thing. Okay, now boots wise, or shoes. This is gonna be a very tricky character if we give him an all white suit, because there's not gonna be anything to really change up about him. I just came in. Who's the rabbit guy with the umbrella? That's the NPC we're drawing. He's not a rabbit, but that's his white suit that we're working on. I don't have to mention this too many times. You can pause if you want to take a look at the notes we have. These are the main ones for the character itself. All right. But the gist of it is he's the only person that can see the cute sun god smiling, and he's freaked out about it. And then he oops. And over the course of the game, we can see him get worse and worse about it, because he starts off as a normal dude and just descends into madness. So let's take this. Oof, jeez. All right. What about the suit? The suit's gonna be tricky. The main thing is that I want to give him white boots because that's really. I'll skip my regular suit for now. We can always change it later. Cause I think this is just too over the top. Okay. Oh, I have to do that. These here. And that we can give them like darker boots to give some like contrast. Basically, is what I want to do here to make it more visually appealing. What other suits? Let me look up suits here. Let me find something interesting. This is interesting. This. Okay, that's good. Because I do want to, I like how these are very contrasting, have different ways about them. So, I could take that, give him a bit of a undershirt here. I usually struggle with suits. This is not the first time I've had to do this. I did one for the Cheese Baron from Zonacare Streamer, and that one was a bit of work. Let's give a bit there. Now to make this look tinfoily, probably gonna require a lot of little details. Probably throw in a bit of shading here. Is there a reason why he's the only one who could see the true face of the cute sun god? Well, I don't know about true face, but that's something that I asked. We had a few suggestions. Well, I had one suggestion, I think. Could be that he was a gardener that insulted the sun, or maybe an orchard farmer, because then the cute sun god doesn't like the time he spends behind trees. We don't really know yet. Nothing's really set up with me yet. I kind of like the idea that cute sun god just randomly messes with this guy. Just for the fun of it, but that's not really compelling, so I don't know. So that's something that I'm currently thinking about, is like, how can we make this a little more engaging? Welcome back. This is gonna look weird. Trying to give him a tie, maybe. It looks better. Now the hell looks much better. I mean, it's still got a lot of work to do. I jump around everywhere. I'll come back to it again in a little bit. The way I like when I'm doing art and stuff like that, like at no point, not at no point, like at some point I should just be able to stop and it look like a finished piece. Not like a finished piece, but it looks like a consistent piece. Which right now, like if I was to stop right now, it wouldn't match my game, but it would look fine in another game somewhere, right? So that's kind of the thing that I try to go for. Instead of working on one thing and moving through it, I just jump around till I have by the end of it, I have a piece that's finished. No, you're not asking too much questions. Coming in, it depends if you're about to ask who this is. Up. Coming in, the sun mask was the one described in the title, but apparently they're not. Who's the sun mask wearing? The person? Yeah, that is the one of the zealots. So like we have the cute sun god, and we have their worshippers, their zealots, and he's probably a leader of the zealots. I'm probably butchering that word. Yeah, it's a sun mask. It's a sun mask because they worship the cute sun god, and they wear black because to die of a heat stroke would be a die of a warrior's death, and plus it absorbs more of the sun's light. Currently, it looks like he's holding his arm backwards. What do you mean, like this guy, like with the arm like that? We could try to bring it, level it out a bit more. So he's like a sun pope, basically. They fanatics. They worship the sun. How to make this outline so fast? Yeah, it's a keyboard shortcut. It's Shift O. You can go to FX down here. You go to outline. Then you get this little window here. You can customize it. You do like a strong outline, single outline, just the sides. You probably can't see it here. Let me right quick go like that, and then do this. You can highlight what you want to, and then boom. And so you can get like that kind of outline. The sides, only the bottoms. I think you can do customs too, which is a lot of customization there. And then you can do inside as well. So if it'll color in what you have inside, which is depending on what you're doing. Maybe a little more shading in his armpit. Yeah, we'll get to that. It's all work in progress. All right. Now with this gesture here, what I was trying to capture is like him moving his hand back and forth. Because what I was thinking was like he would have his umbrella in one hand here, and then he'd just sort of like shake his arm around everywhere. So that's what I'm trying to capture here. Been working on for the past half hour, and I'm coming back to this epic mad lad. Thank you. I decided to not go with the white suit for now because it's not a lot of contrast and it didn't look very interesting. So we're going to go try for our gray suit and maybe play with it later. There. All right. Pretty happy with this so far. Let's work on this hat a bit more. Try to make this look like a lot of wrinkles. So what this is probably going to end up being is a lot of details, a lot of random looking details, probably. It's probably going to be looking really noisy. Be the most detailed thing in the game. Which, animating it might be annoying. Now, if his hat is under the umbrella here, it's probably going to be a good bit of darkness here. You do know black attracts sunlight, yes. That's the point. They would be like, they love it. All right. Are you talking about the umbrella? Oh, maybe you can get him a wide umbrella. That would be good. That's a lot of fun because we had here. You ruin his umbrella and have to pay him back the favor. And I think the favor could be he wants a white umbrella to reflect the sun's light. Okay. These. All right. Now I want this top here to look a little more flat. Looks a little rounded. Go ahead and throw some of this here as well. This looks, I might just bring this down to this shade. Oh great, just an hour, only an hour late. Maybe it needs a pair of sunglasses. Yeah, he's gonna have some sunglasses. How do we do this? That's a good question though. How would we do the glasses? Brown maybe? Would love to give him some big eyes. Trouble is, yeah, that looks like sunglasses. Try for more of a gold color. I don't want it to. I have to be careful though because I'm using the gold for the two monocles of the cheese baron. I don't want this to be the same as that. Because yeah, it looks too much like bling. Oh, tell you what, let's try just getting rid of that. Yeah, it looks like sunglasses. That's going to be tricky. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Let's give him an open mouth though. Any special vibe you're going for? I'm going for a classy man that he one day he just sees the cute sun god smiling, freaks out about it. Nobody believes him because they don't see it, and then just starts quickly descending into madness, frantic movements and everything like that. Could be dark circles around his eyes. Could that's what this was supposed to be. We could try. Oh, I think that might have thrown some stuff off. Tiny pixels is very hard to work with, especially when it comes to like expressions and stuff. Oh, that weird guy from Sonic. I don't know, weird guy from Sonic. Wait. You don't mean Dr. What is his name? Dr. Roboto? I don't know. You talking about the main villain from Sonic, the movie Sonic? Could we see the preview window? The preview window is right here. Well, are you talking about the Sonic movie? If you're talking about like Sonic lore, then I don't know anything about Sonic lore. That was never my kind of thing. I was more of a Nintendo kid. Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah, yes, okay. My bad. My apologies. So, I'll have to make a note to push that up next time. Oh, I thought those were weirdly shaped sunglasses. No. Oh, talking about this? No. Trying to get that expression. I don't know. It's so hard because like that makes him look like he's happy. That just, I don't know what that is. What if we pull the beard down? Maybe give a bit of texture here. Maybe that works. What do y'all think? The expression wise. What if we give him... I don't think it'll work, but... some teeth. No. Okay. That looks like armpit stains. Maybe like that. From the Sonic movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. All right. It's not looking too bad. Still needs a lot to be done with it, though. I think I'm gonna add a bit of a transition here. It's too dark of a color going to too light of a color. Looks funny. I think we'll throw in a bit of more noise here. Excuse me. This looks like one block of thing. I need to break it up a bit more, I think. What if I do something like that? Could you make him find a wife that believes him one day? So his story isn't that sad. I didn't think about his wife. What if he already has a wife? And I'm about to make this even sadder. He's losing it. Okay. Now then, this one has more texture to it. Maybe we add a bit of light here. Maybe we darken these pants a bit, give it a little more contrast. Give him a bit of light here, a little bit here. I want to bring this up a bit. And then we'll thin this out a bit because it's really thick here. Get rid of that. That leg looks a little chunky though, doesn't it? You think that row of black pixels is pretty confusing? Which row of black pixels? Oh, this one? Ah, okay. It's supposed to be. Well, we could draw. I don't know why I'm doing black. We could do a bit of color here. Yeah, agreed. Give it a bit of shadow there to help shape it. Now that I think we'll darken his beard up as well because it's blending in with the hat. So I think we'll go with a dark gray here to give it some bit of contrast. Try mustache. I might try mustache. Nice art, thank you. Okay, let's try. Oof, it's gonna be rough. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Tinfoil hat, yeah. So silly. Perhaps the mouth should be like a shape for his face instead of the colors. Instead of the head to describe a primary trait. I don't know what you mean. How does it look like he's screaming there? I want it to kind of look like he's screaming. No, I don't want it to be happy screaming though. Yeah. Just showing what's going on. I'm drawing this guy. There's notes if you want to see it. Pause or take a screenshot. And we're this guy, he's the only person in the world who can see cute sun god smiling like that, and he's driving him crazy. I mean, draw the head to emphasize the shape of the mouth open him with the tongue out. Oh, got you. I got you now. Yeah, that would be cool. So we could something like that. What if we rein this in a little bit now? Yeah, just look, he's got his tongue out. Okay, what if we bring this in a bit? Oh, that might do it. Let's darken that side of the face there. do you think of that? Poor guy. That looks like he's bleeding. What about a bigger nose? Maybe. Or not a nose. Like I don't think any of my characters have noses, but a nose region probably. If we can bring that down a bit. Oh, that might have done it. What about that? Oh, there's missing a pixel here. What black pixel? There's a lot of black pixels. You like that? I think that looks pretty good. Thank you. All right, good. Good save, Ivan. Okay. Now let's look at this arm. I'm doing a shading here that I don't like. This looks very flat. Try to give it a bit of depth. It's getting real good now. Yeah, we're getting there. I think we're figuring it out. Well, what about some kind of pinstripes? Could we pull that off in pixel art? Does he have a tinfoil hat on? Yes, that is a tinfoil top hat, which looks a little floppy now that I think about it. Can we bring that up a bit? That whole thing there. Make his eyes a bit brighter because it's blending in. I'll have to push this stuff around. I want his eyes to be the same as everybody else's. Oh, we don't. We can do different colored eyes. Might help a little bit. Probably not when it's small like that. I think we're going to add. That head's so noisy. It also looks like it's a bit curved here, so let's try and fix that. Ooh, something there. Maybe. Any thoughts on Ace versus other options? Never tried pixel art, but was considering giving it a go. I've never tried Libra Sprite. I hear it's just a branch of Ace Sprite. The Ace Sprite's really good though, especially this the tile feature that it has, which is really cool. Like, I can have this here. And then you get these tiles. We can copy these here. This is my favorite feature in Sprite right now. So glad they added it. And then it'll carry over and stuff. And so it's great for making tile sets. Yeah, love it. Best feature they've ever added. Anyhow, back to this guy. Yeah, no questions in that. What were we talking about? It's probably real cheap though. If you can afford it, definitely do. Yeah, it's really good. Oh yeah, or you can compile it from yourself. They offer it free that way. Can you put a tear on his face? I don't want it to be sad. I want it to be frantic and angry. Not angry, but frantic. I think frantic's a good word to describe that. Make sure. Not a word I use often. Wild or distraught with fear, anxiety, or other emotion. Pretty much an exact description. So yes, he's quite frantic. Okay, let's work on this umbrella a little bit. All right, so what do we have here? I want to sort of even that off a bit. Manic would also have been a good word. When I think manic, I think of like the what is it? It's the personality thing, right? Like manic, like bipolar thing. So I don't think I would describe it that way, because that's more of like a confidence thing, isn't it? Like a very hyped up kind of thing. Could you make his pants PJs to make him look silly and crazy? I'll make a note of it. I think Bigger Eye might look good on to give him. I've seen some stuff look. I tried that. We can go back to it in a second. Let me make a note of this right quick. Give him some like polka dot PJs. Trousers. Now that'll be like late in the game, maybe, if we do that. Because the idea here is that he starts off as a normal dude, and then over time he just gets more and more distraught, and like his hair grows out, he gets more, loses more and more of his mind, that kind of thing. All right. So. I want to look at this umbrella that we have. They have more of a smaller thing, but still a middle piece. Okay, let's give it a middle thing here. Probably have to make it smaller though. And I think we'll shift that down here. Make him have an anti-sun sign in his hand. Well, that won't really work, because the reason he has the umbrella is because he's hiding his feelings about the sun. He only talks bad about the sun under his umbrella. He doesn't want the sun to know that he's talking about them. And we even made a joke about it here, where during cutscenes, the only time he talks about the cute sun god is behind his umbrella, and he could talk. He loses it at some point, and he only says good things about him unless he's behind a tree. so maybe he has a house in his house. In his house, he has one of those little corkboard things with the threads and stuff. About the sun. Maybe a moon shrine. What is his thoughts about the moon? Does he even like the moon? Or maybe the moon is just as bad. Interesting question. Okay. So let me smooth things out here. Let me give that more of a point to that. Let me shift him over a bit. Not too bad. He believes the moon is propaganda made by the sun to look at the world. Wow, that's actually not bad. Because the sun, we see the moon because the moon was reflecting the sun's light. Could be skeptical of the moon as it reflects the sun's light during the night. I kind of like that. So like he thinks of the moon as surveillance. I don't know how that's worded. I'm not even going to attempt it. As I don't want to look too silly. As it thinks of the moon as spying on behalf of the sun. And that's why he don't sleep at night. Okay, let's try for the bigger eyes. I still want to go back to that umbrella in just a second, though. Yeah, his eyes are tricky, though. What if we give him... Nope. We'll leave it for now. We'll finish this up. This umbrella. What we got? Yeah. Howdy, Benja. Welcome to the stream, bud. We're still going strong. I'm just about to end it. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark. And I think I have everything I need. Other than animating this guy. Surely has to wear giant sunglasses. I tried to give him glasses. Like, it did not work out. I want him to have giant glasses. So, like, that make his eyes real big and everything. But his face is really hard to work with. Oh, this is the old man from Zone of Christian, but on reQuest now. This is he is the only person in the game that can see the sun god's real face. Like, not real face, his other face. The smiley one up here, which his eyes is thrown off. Oh, because that moves my shifts and stuff around. There. Sunglasses on the umbrella. No. This bit looks floppy, which is weird. What if we move it back up here? I guess it's probably a different angle from the rest of the umbrella, probably. What if we instead do it like this? Will the game have a magnifying glass as a weapon? I'll make a note of it. Could be something fun to do. I don't know how that would really work as a weapon, though. I will put magnifying glass as an item. That could be interesting. That's actually okay. That's cool. That could be like a magic staff, maybe, because I think I want to make it to where, like, because this is a bit of a role-playing game. I want you to have options. And I'm thinking maybe, what if, like, you can befriend the sun, and you could get this magnifying glass that he lets you use to harness his light as a weapon. Gift bestowed by cute sun god to harness his light as a weapon. Magical staff. I like that. Maybe use a magnifying glass to trigger remote bombs. I'm really liking the magical staff option. Remote bombs is good though. I never even thought about that using that. Howdy, welcome to the stream. Okay, So yeah, that's the guy right there. I think we're gonna call it there. That looks pretty good. The darker parts of the umbrella should come across on the metal thing. Yeah, I have to shift some stuff around. What do you mean befriend means everyone's friend? Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. Pretty good stuff. I'm really happy with how we got come across this. I really love its story and all the notes that we took. Really good stuff here. So thank y'all for that. That's gonna end the stream. Y'all take it easy.